How to prevent burnout. Now you may be wondering how to prevent burnout and also how to overcome burnout. All of that today in this video. What's up, fam? If you're new to this channel, welcome. My name is Phil Sarpon. This is Phil's Guide to PsyD. This channel is dedicated to all things clinical psychology. If you are interested in psychology, self-care, mental health, wellness, or if you want a little bit of a sneak preview into what grad school might look like for you, then this is the channel for you. So today we're talking about how to prevent burnout. And I think this is such a relevant topic, especially in the mental health profession. If you are going into clinical psychology school or any type of mental health professional school, you are probably going to be talking about this topic, especially in your courses, and it's going to be pretty relevant for you even after you graduate and you're working in your professional field. The reason for that is there is something called compassion fatigue, which most healthcare professionals struggle with at some point in their careers. What compassion fatigue is exactly what it sounds like. It's basically whether it's doctors or therapists or mental health professionals really using a lot of their compassion, a lot of their empathy, but getting burned out in the process, whether they feel like they can't really give any more emotionally or mentally to their clients or to their patients. Another thing with burnout, basically the overall, definition of burnout would be any type of thing where you feel like you just cannot get enough energy. No matter how many times, how many hours you sleep, no matter what you do to get rest, no matter what you do for self-care, you just can't seem to get yourself motivated. It becomes very difficult because most of the times this happens after months and months or a longer duration of time where you are under a lot of stress. And so that stress affects you mentally, it affects you physically, and of course it also affects you spiritually. So there's a lot of different types of burnouts. There's emotional burnout, there's compassion fatigue burnout, there's just work-related burnout or school-related burnout in terms of grad school. So how to actually prevent all of this? Now, there is a research study that's really interesting that actually looked into this. A Harvard Business Review article showed that you can use compassion to prevent burnout. Now, this is really interesting, and this is what we're actually going to talk about here in this video. Now, you guys probably were expecting me to say, well, the best way to prevent burnout was, taking care of your sleep or your nutrition or exercising. But I want to turn the tables a little bit and make you guys understand that there are other ways to prevent burnout. And so in this study, they found that 91% of the participants, when they utilize things like compassion and empathy, actually were able to prevent burnout. And so that is great news, because if you are someone that's going into grad school to become a therapist, a psychologist, you can understand and just become aware of the fact that if you do go through compassion fatigue, that there are ways to overcome that by actually using compassion and empathy. But overall, how to prevent burnout? Well, I think the first thing is that you actually have to become aware of what's going on, right? Are you getting enough sleep? How's your exercise? How's your emotional levels? Hopefully you have people in your life that can also check this over for you and ask you questions of, hey, I noticed that you may not be quite yourself. You seem pretty low in energy. Is everything okay, right? So I think the first thing is definitely having an awareness for your physical, your mental, your spiritual senses. I think the next thing to do is to think about your passions, right? Think about your passions outside of work. Think about your passions outside of school. I think anytime that someone is trying to prevent burnout, they have other things that they can do to relieve their stress. And obviously that is definitely super important through grad school and beyond. The other thing that's really important is to ask for help. If you are an independent person like me, you know that sometimes it is hard to ask for help, but it is actually so important. Whether you have mentors or friends or family or a church community or support community that you can go to and basically just ask for help, ask for relief. If you're struggling with school, ask your cohort members to help you out. You would be surprised with the number of people that are willing to help by just asking the question. And so definitely be on the lookout for that. Now, that's how to prevent burnout. What if you are already currently in burnout right now. What should you do? The first one is pretty simple and straightforward, but is don't overwork. That's right, don't overwork. It is so easy in this society, in this world, to work ourselves to the ground. And that is so important to have those boundaries of saying, you know what, enough is enough, right? I am going to only work 40 hours a week, or I'm only gonna work 50, or I'm only gonna work 60, and that's it. I'm not going to work any more than that. I'm going to take one day of rest, whether it's my Saturday or my Sunday. I'm not even gonna think about school or work. I'm just going to rest and relax. I think scheduling those moments where you can actually relax and escape is extremely, extremely important. Now, here's the thing. The first step was to not work. And as soon as I say that, people are gonna try and do that, and they're gonna feel guilty for not overworking themselves. And that's something that you're gonna find common in a lot of people that deal with burnout. And here's the thing, this is where you have to also forgive yourself and give yourself that grace and that ability to say, you know what, I'm going to forgive myself. It is okay that I'm not working today, right? So setting boundaries and being okay with forgiving yourself if you feel guilty. I think those two steps are really important. And those two steps are actually part of the self-compassion game, right? Even if you're compassion fatigued, you're using compassion for yourself to actually fill yourself back up. I think that's really, really important. The next 4 steps are actually gonna be outward focused. The more that you give to yourself and you love yourself and you take care of yourself, the more that you can give back to other people. Usually burnout is reverse, right? You're giving so much to other people and you're not giving for yourself. So now you have to reverse that process where you have to give more to yourself, you have to prioritize yourself, and then you can therefore give to other people. The next step is to now invest into your friendships, invest into the people that you love, value people. So if you are in clinical psychology school and you're going through your clinical work right now, value your clients, value your patients, value the people that you care for. Even if you're in work, even if you're in school, whatever it is, value people. Put people at the center of attention. When people talk, make sure that you listen to them. When people interact with you, ask them questions about them, get to know them. Put other people before yourself. You would be surprised just how much just giving yourself in that way is actually going to help you recover from burnout. You probably have something to offer someone, whether it's a first-year incoming student or whether it's someone that you know about that is new to some area of expertise that you know a little bit more information of. You probably have something to give to someone. For you to be a coach or a mentor in some way, I think is a valuable gift that you can not only give to someone, but you can also give to yourself. Thing is that you are giving way too much on the outside and you're not giving enough to yourself. So you have to reverse that. You have to start putting yourself first, prioritizing yourself, giving yourself that self-compassion and grace so that now you can utilize that and give it to other people. That is the way to prevent burnout, but that's also the way to overcome burnout. If you guys like this video, definitely give it a thumbs up. Hopefully that helped you guys in whatever stage of life that you're in, whether you're thinking about applying to grad school, or you're applying to grad school, or maybe you already are in grad school. Hopefully you can utilize some of these steps to help you take care of yourself. And with that, guys, I will see you guys in the next video.